Bleacher Report have released another mock draft right here. We're going to be going over the lottery and some key picks after the lottery. People that I'll be kind of surprised at how low they are or how high they are. But this is after the combine. So I obviously clicked on the wrong thing, but Zachary Ricochet at 1. I like that pick. I really do like the pick because he's been balling in France. So it says here, career high 28 points. Yeah. Scouts debate his ceiling. In a draft where it isn't obvious surefire all-star at the top, his floor and value, or his floor value 3 in the archetype could give him the edge. So I genuinely do think, that it's not crazy to put Ricochet at number 1. I'd have him there. It says Harrison Barnes' player comparison, but I'd have him there. If sarr is there for Wizards, he's going number 2. That is a guarantee. An absolute guarantee. And I don't think he tested that badly at the combine. He's athletic, he can jump high, he's not as quick as expected. His pro comparison is Evan Mobley. I don't think he's going to be as good. If he's Evan Mobley, I'd be shocked. I don't think he's going to be as good as Evan Mobley. But he could be good. He has a much higher ceiling than Zachary Ricochet. So at number 3 is Donovan Clingan. It does seem like for a lot of people, Donovan Clingan's going 3. And I genuinely think his pro comparison is not Rudy Gobert. It's not Rudy Gobert. Like, there's no way that he ends up being Rudy Gobert. That is just a Rudy Gobert is one of the best defense players of all time. That cannot be his comparison. He's a better shooter than Rudy Gobert. I genuinely do think that this is way too high for Clingan. I do think he's actually going to go 3. But I don't know. I think if you're looking at Clingan, maybe you just say, screw it. I'm going to go and trade down and get Edie. If you just want a big body, go and get Edie. Nikola Topic coming up against Nicolaitis there. At 4. I still think they take him at 4. I do think he goes to San Antonio at 4. They do tend to like their Europeans. Pro comparison, Goran Dragic. That's just a lazy comparison. I genuinely think pro comparison is probably closer to Josh Giddey than anything, just because of his playmaking ability and his inability to shoot the ball. Goran Dragic scored way too well to be his comparison. That's just a lazy comparison comparing a Serbian to a Slovenian. Another knee injury. It's not like it's a bad injury. It's not like he's been hurt. I genuinely think that they're just it's out of precaution as much as anything. But a 6'6" guard, he's going to be fine. He'll be fine. Him at 4. I think a lot of people are starting to mock Stephon Castle into here, but I don't think I don't think they take him as high as 4. But Topic at 4 is a good enough pick. Detroit Pistons taking Stephon Castle. Okay, I think this isn't going to happen because I think the most surefire thing is Matas Buzelis to Detroit. Just because I'm pretty sure the Detroit GM and Buzelis' agent are brothers. So that's almost, in my opinion, that's a sure thing. Pro comparisons, Anthony Black. I think he defends better than Anthony. He has a much higher ceiling than Anthony Black. But he's a really good defender. He's going to be 6'7". 6'5.5" in socks means he's 6'7". It's just a case of can he shoot the ball. People are oh, he hit shots and drills during the combine. It's he hasn't really proved he can shoot the ball in college. But if he can shoot, he's a good pick at 5. Heck, he might be a good pick at 4, honestly, if he's shooting well in workouts and they're confident that I can fix his shot. Then we've got Reed Shepherd at 6. I genuinely am, not that I'm overthinking a Reed Shepherd, I don't know how good Reed Shepherd is. He's a 6'1" non-point guard. How many 6'1" non-point guards succeed in the NBA? Number 3 in the last mock draft. I know he was good as a freshman. Dante DiVincenzo, who's 3 inches taller than him. And I get it, he's athletic. But DiVincenzo also was way... when people were talking about DiVincenzo even in college, DiVincenzo didn't score, 3 points in a first round exit. DiVincenzo was the Final Four MVP. So, look, if you're getting DiVincenzo with this year's draft, take him at 6. But I don't see it. I think in a lot of years, Reed Shepherd is a late lottery pick at best. I think taking him at 6 is high. Dalton Connect at 7. I don't like it for Portland. I don't mind the pick. The reason is that he's closer in age to me than he is to Alex Sarr. So he's got to be close to a full thing already, or at least somewhat close to the final finished product. And I'm not sure how well he's going. Like, not that he's going to develop. Like, I'm not sure they need like an older prospect, especially when the Portland Trailblazers are rebuilding. Ron Holland and Buzelis might make them less attractive. That's looking to give Scoot Henderson more help. Like, if you're looking to get help straight away, then trade the pick. Like, they need a couple of years. Like, they have 1 or 2 vets. They've got some decent enough young pieces around Scoot Henderson. But they're going to be good. They're going to be good eventually. They could value a level of skill over project players like Cody Williams and the Ignite. I think it's the opposite. I think they're going to value potential over anything, to be honest, considering their timeline right now. Ron Holland, I don't hate it. I don't think they take him there. Spurs add a playmaker 4. They might draft a wing at number 8. A defensive pairing of Rob Dillingham. There's no way to take 2 point guards. Ron Holland is a good athlete. Ron Holland is good. He might be best player available, to be honest. I just don't know where the shooting is. Like, they're already trying to move on from Keldon Johnson as a non-shooter. They've already got Sohan, who's kind of a non-shooter. So, someone's not necessarily a non-shooter, just not a great shooter. Like, I don't understand why they add another non-shooter in that. And that's why I'd be like, do they take Stephon Castle? I think if Reed Shepherd's there, they might actually take him at 8. But I don't. I think in this scenario, they take Buzelis. If Buzelis is there at 8, they take him. Just, even though he didn't shoot well in the G League, he shot well enough in high school, and he looks like he should be a shooter. Rob Dillingham at 9 to back up Ja. Honestly, not bad. He's going to come in and do pretty well off the bench, but they just have a lot of small guards. So it mightn't be the best fit, but he could be good. Cody Williams at 10. I think they might be more likely to draft Cody Williams here at 9 if he's still on the board, if it's Dillingham's their pick. Cody Williams has got length. I want him to fall to 12. I really want him to fall to 12. And honestly, if he's Jaden McDaniels, getting him at 11 is perfect with their comparison. But like, he could go much earlier than 11. Really. 6'7", he's definitely bigger than 6'7", surely. Less than 180 pounds though. That is rough. But again, he looks like he is going to be a pretty good shooter though. Didn't shoot much in college, but like was fine. I think he shot above 40%. Then we got Buzelis, 6'9". I've seen him listed at 6'11" in other places. He's definitely bigger than 6'9". Pro comparison's Hedo Turkoglu. I was about to say lazy, but like this, I'm not sure this man has played in Europe in his entire life. He grew up in America. He just has Lithuanian parents. Scoring versatility, defensive playmaking flashes. He measured near 6'9". His wingspan also just came in at 6'10". So that's not great. They're not great measurements for someone that was listed at 6'10", 6'11". And it's mad that like he was expected to be number 1 coming into the Ignite. People thought he was a 6'10" point guard who could shoot, and then he couldn't play point guard or shoot. And if he can't shoot, that Hedo Turkoglu comparison is very, very off. Maybe he could be Franz Wagner. And if he's Franz Wagner, it's a steal in this draft at 11. But if you're the Bulls, I honestly don't know. If Cody Williams, they might take him if he's there. I have a weird feeling the Bulls might just screw it up and take Collier. Salone, like he's probably the highest upside player in the draft. I also can see him going to the Spurs at 8. Like he definitely could go to the Spurs at 8. Pro comparison, Obi Toppin. He's not as big or as strong as Obi Toppin was, but he had a really, really good end of the season. Like he had a really good playoffs and is a better shooter than Risache. He could be the Koulibaly of this year's draft. So Koulibaly shot up the boards during the French playoffs. During the Pro A playoffs, and Koulibaly was locking people down, he shot up the boards. He shot up the boards for his defensive potential, and he was going from like late first round pick to the 7th pick. I wouldn't be that surprised to see, especially teams watching him playing in France, because I think Paris did beat them, so they're out now, so teams can get a look at him working out. He's a good shooter. This guy has been looking really good recently, and it would not surprise me that much to see him fall out of the lottery, but it also wouldn't surprise me to see him go into the top 6 in this draft. With just the way the draft is, teams might just shoot on potential, and he's going to be there. Then we've got Devin Carter at 13. I mean, he's a good defensive point guard. They've already got Davion Mitchell. I don't know why they go for that. Like, Davion Mitchell's already a struggle. And he's 22. I don't know why they do it. Like, it says he looks like a top 20 lock. I mean, fair. I don't hate taking him to the lottery. I don't know why the Kings would do it, though. Portland Trailblazers, Jared McCain. Have the Portland Trailblazers, did they not take Reed Shepherd earlier? Am I wrong with that? No, they took Connect. I mean, McCain's going to score, and he's going to bring eyes. Like, he's going to bring eyes on the game, so... Not the worst thing in the world. Like, there are crazier, way crazier things than that. Not a bad pick. Honestly, not a bad pick. Shoots the ball really well, and is going to be a scoring guard. And also, I mean, if he does end up reaching his potential, he's going to be box office. Really, really popular player as well. Miami take Isaiah Collier. I don't know. I really don't know what Isaiah Collier. Like, listed as 6'5", he was measured as 6'2.5", with a near 6'5" wingspan. So, like, instead of being 6'5", he is an inch taller than me with a 2-inch shorter wingspan. He has similar measurements to a Bronny James. He's not the greatest shooter. Like, I didn't even realize, because I was being like, surely he was the #1 high school recruit for a reason. But I don't see why Miami would take him. Like, if I'm Miami at 15, I start to look for some older prospects, or I just go, screw this, Zach Edey, I'm taking you. Like, I think Miami don't take a freshman. I think they either look for like a win now type player, like a guy who's in his senior season who can come in and play, or they take a freshman. But I'm very confident whatever Miami do, they'll do the right thing. Like, they'll take whoever is going to help them the most. Kel'el Ware to the Sixers. Now, I think that if you're Memphis, who I think, is it Memphis have taken Rob Dillingham? I'd take Kel'el Ware if you're them, if you're looking for a big, over Rob Dillingham. Kel'el Ware, as I've said, if everything works for him, like, he had a 2.5-inch longer standing reach than Alex Sarr. He's down 12 pounds from Indiana's listing. He's also able to shoot the ball better than Sarr. He's equally as athletic as Alex Sarr. And his, like, all-around hands and everything are better around the basket. The only difference is that when you're looking at Kel'el Ware, is that he is not the finished product. Like, not that he's not the finished product. His motor's not there. So him at 16 is not too bad. And then we've got Missy to New Orleans, fair enough. Jacoby Walter at 18. If you can get Jacoby Walter at 18, that's a steal. It's an absolute steal for Orlando at 18. Edey at 19. I really don't want to see him go to the Raptors. Like, not a bad pick at 19, but I really don't want to see him with the Raptors. De Silva is, again, another player who could be a steal. Terrence Shannon Jr., like a senior, he's an older prospect. I think maybe you could look at Miami with their history in drafts. They might look for someone like him. Filipowski really dropping on draft boards. I think 23 is fine for him. Keyshawn George, fine. Carlton Carrington. I want to see what they've done. Wow, they have him after the combine going up to 28. You know what? Fair enough. Like, he's going to be able to play right away. He had maybe the best combine other than Jurisic. So, fair enough. Another French player here at 26. KJ Simpson at 30. Bobby Klintman, the Swedish player. He could actually be very good in the late. Like, there are a lot of these guys that I kind of like in this second round. You know, Ryan Dunn's a freak athlete. Like, he's freaky athletic. Can't shoot at all. Like, genuinely can't shoot at all. He didn't crush the athletic testing. I mean, he did pretty damn well. He just can't shoot. He can't even shoot in drills. Him at 38 is not a bad pick. Adam Bona. I've seen him being mocked in the 50s, and if he get in the 50s, that's a steal, because he actually could, at 50, he actually could play. Like, I know he's only 6'8", but he's athletic. Like, he actually might be able to play early enough. Is that Max Christie's brother? Alan Crabb. You know what? Alan Crabb nearly got a max contract. So if he's Alan Crabb, fair enough. Pelle Larsson could be quite good as well. Melvin Ajinka. Now, this is an interesting one. He missed the NBA Combine for the playoffs, but he had a 14.12 rebound effort against Asvel, who are good. Asvel are a good team. And also, he outscored Risa Shea and Alex Sarr combined for the French national team last summer. He could be a really interesting pick in the in the middle of the second round. If Nikola Jurisic falls to the 50s, I'm guessing, that could be one of the best picks in this draft. If Nikola Jurisic falls to Boston at 54, oh my god. He's going to come in and play next year. He's going to come in and play. Off the board, mega. Putting up big numbers, but it was more comforting to see him come alive in the Combine. He was the best player in the Combine. He was probably the best player in the Combine. It was crazy what he was doing. He's 6'8", 6'9". Big, can handle, can pass. He can do everything. And he's been class in Serbia. Like, he might be the best Nikola from Serbia in this draft, and the other one's going 50 spots higher. And the Lakers are taking Bronny James. What are we doing? The Lakers are not passing on Bronny James 55. But yeah, that is it for the draft.